Skull Island, a movie about a group of people who venture to an unknown island populated by a different variety of giant creatures. They have to rescue a survivor who has been stranded for a very long time as they try to make it out alive. Wait a minute, is this Jurassic Park? What's going on here? Can we get different footage, please? Alright, good. Take two. Well, I just came back from watching a movie called Kong Skull Island, a movie about a group of people who venture to an unknown island populated by a different variety of giant creatures. They had to rescue a survivor who has been stranded for a very long time as they try to make it out alive. Are you sure we got the right footage? Oh, is this the right footage this time? No wonder this movie felt so familiar. It's basically a film swap. So the basis of Kong Skull Island is a movie that feels almost similar to the Jurassic Park series and Horizon Zero Dawn. It doesn't overstay its welcome, nor does it cut itself too short either. It mostly relies on visuals to solely portray its story, and sometimes that could be a good thing. The movie does have a decent 3-act structure: exposition, development, and climax, and it weaves itself together with no issue, and you will definitely notice the structure as soon as the movie starts. The story is rather simplistic and not really that hard to comprehend. The movie doesn't really focus too much on the exposition, but it knows it wants to get it out of the way before the real main event starts. Did you know that Samuel L. Jackson and John Goodman are in this movie? Well, now you know! You're welcome, by the way. Two of them did a great job in the roles, especially Samuel. Looks like he was having way too much fun in his role for every single minute the movie goes through. He still has his stable voice from like Pulp Fiction and The Hateful Eight, and he still has his cockiness in place. For me, he's the kind of person that helped carry the whole movie, as he is quite entertaining to watch. John Goodman? Nah, not so much. But at least he carried the movie too and helped catch up his performance quite nicely. Props to them, I say! They are both great characters in their own right. While we're on the subject of characters, we have a whole cast of them in this movie. It wouldn't be a King Kong movie without a main female role. And a main guy role. Yeah. The movie also has other supporting characters, mostly stereotyped, to help bounce off of each other as the story progresses. The dialogue is quite corny and it will definitely get a laugh out of you in some situations. It certainly got a laugh out of me, let me tell you that for sure. And I can't help but feel that this movie does feel a lot like Jurassic Park in a number of ways. I mean, think about it. The plot itself is very similar. It starts a cast of characters, and someone will get killed along the way. It starts off in an island that is off the coast of somewhere. It has giant creatures walking around it, and they have to try and get out of the island safely. Good old deja vu. The movie also focuses on the aspect of exploration and detail. Everything on the island is so gigantic and it helps let you soak in the atmosphere and the island surrounding you. The island has different locations and environments, making it feel like a giant open world just waiting to be explored. And it's a shame that the movie doesn't take its time off to help establish more of what the island have to offer. Perhaps more lore or background about the island, more giant ants and tentacle centipedes. Oh well, I'll just wait for a game based off the movie then. And not be published by Activision. Like with Mad Max Fury Road, the main drive of the movie, however, is the action. Now, I don't know where to begin with what I'm saying here. You got lock and loaded guns, you got fist punching, you got impalement, you got rims being lifted off, you got gore, you got explosions. And I'm surprised to see all of that in the 12A movie. If you're really into action at a huge scale, this movie has got it all. The movie complemented with the CG effects is what definitely will get a reaction out of you. The downside of the movie is that it relies heavily on CG, which may turn some people off depending on your taste. The monsters are CG and even King Kong himself is CG, the way they move differently compared to the human characters. In my opinion, the CG doesn't really undermine a lot of what's going on throughout the whole movie, because I do have to admire the different textures of King Kong himself. Each hair strand stands out and it definitely tries to capture the emotion by facial expressions and body motion. The movie doesn't take itself too seriously, all things considered. It is self-aware that it's an action movie, that it does what it can to let the audience know that. Characters spout out one-liners and they even try to act tough in tense situations. And when a character dies in the movie, they just glance over that and just move on to the next scene. And because this is an action movie, it does have its fair share of cliches. You have people yelling so loud that you can't even make out what they're saying. You have a scientist who is lock and loaded but no armor, so he doesn't even die anyway. And you have this one guy who doesn't even care and just does whatever he wants. Oh, and there's shaky cam in this movie too. That's still a thing apparently. And I'm sorry, I really had to get this off my chest. Why does the movie have to feel the need to play so much copyrighted music? Especially 70s music? I swear, at any point in the movie, you get a character who just turns on the radio or just plays a vinyl LP and you hear a Clear Dance Clearwater Revival, Black Sabbath or John Fogerty. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like this type of music. I grew up with it, in fact. But I feel like this movie has the fetish where it's like, hey, since the song was set in the 70s, let's just type in best songs in the 70s on Google and see what we can play. BMG has gone out back. And yet you have a guy like Henry Jackman who composed the music for the Avengers and Uncharted 4, and you don't use him as much. I don't know. This kind of stuff really irks me in a way. Musical intuition. In summary, Kong Skull Island is a good popcorn movie as long as you try not to pay too much attention to the story. While the story itself is simplistic and the CG mostly takes up the majority of the movie, the jokes itself will get a laugh out of the adult demographic during the character development scenes, and the kids who are around 12 will just enjoy it for the visual aspects and the gory action, as long as they're accompanied by someone. And if you really want to enjoy this movie, I say watch it in 2D rather than 3D. The 3D, in my opinion, doesn't really make the movie better, nor enhances the movie experience in any way. Actually, the only time the 3D comes into play is when a jump scare happens, and that's about it. Seriously, do people still act surprised when a jump scare happens? I mean, really? Apart from all that, this is a really good, energetic movie, but it's not the kind of movie that keeps you on the edge of your seat. You can just enjoy the movie for what it is. Pump-filled adrenaline for your mind. Alright then, time to talk about the crowd. It's a shame that not a lot of people went in to see the movie, and I was ushering on the weekend. I expected a big turn up than this, but hey, no skin off my nose. I like a small audience, they don't leave that much of a mess. Except those two kids who were in the middle row that came in without their parents. Yes, that is true. There were two kids who were in the middle row whispering so loudly throughout the whole movie that even the audience was getting sick and tired of it. At one point, I had like 4 people that came in. There are 2 moms and they have 2 daughters with them, and they thought they came here to see Beauty and the Beast. Now, at that point, I was tempted to just say, yeah, this is Beauty and the Beast, yeah sure, go right in, and have their minds scarred for life because of the gore in the movie. But unfortunately, I didn't do that. Maybe next time. But hey, what do I know? This is just from an usher's position.